How would you summarize this game?
Obviously a disappointing result. I felt like the first 5 minutes they moved the ball left to right over longer distances and we didn't really get any pressure on the ball. I felt like we were too hesitant to press from the shape to get access to the two centre-backs. I felt like when we went to press, we pressed once and then that was enough. And we gave them easy territory. They found the extra centre-back, he could step in and they would just switch it really wide to get the full-backs high. And it caused us some problems because we weren't able to get access to the ball, whether that's structure or effort, I don't know, but we put no pressure on the ball the first 5 minutes. After that, we broke the press pretty easily. When they came to chase us down, we played through them and we got in behind. There was a lot of tactical fouls which disrupted the rhythm, but I think in the first kind of 15-20 minutes we had a bunch of good opportunities around the box. The final touch, the final pass was not anywhere near good enough. We lost the ball in the middle of the park because we were taking 3 touches when we need 1. There's easy forward passes on and we're taking too much time to think and look and decide. So it was just an inconsistent technical performance. Obviously, like when you're 1-0 down, you want to play with a bit more intensity and tempo, which we did that. We put them under a decent amount of pressure up until half-time. I felt like there's a clear penalty, which in a friendly doesn't really matter because you're not playing for points, but like we should be 1-1 at half-time or we should have a penalty, which is a good chance to score. But even before that, like when you're in good positions, the final touch, the final pass, the final execution has to be good. We had a couple of times we were getting a really good position and we play like a horrible bouncing ball to somebody's shins, or we don't drop off to open up a passing angle to pass it forward, or there was 3 times where we were in the corner of the box where your only thought should be, can you get it in the 6-yard box? And we've turned back and passed it all the way back to the centre-backs in the halfway line. So from that perspective, first half, completely unacceptable. Second half, I must say Lucas Shelness came on and was the best player on the pitch by a mile. Changed the game, won every loose ball, took all the balls off the centre-backs, played passes through the lines, just dictated the game. And he wins the ball kind of in halfway line, runs 50 metres and gives Lucas Landgren a tap-in to get it to 1-1. And then we make a bunch of changes, and I actually felt like we had a lot of good chances to go and get 2-1 up with the last half an hour. I think Jonathan Hasselquist in a good couple of positions to shoot. A couple of times where if there's a one-touch pass across the goal, it's a goal because Lucas is in the middle of the 6-yard box ready to score, but we take an extra touch or we have to look up before we cross it rather than know where to put it. So again, just as an attacking process, up to a certain point was fine, but the last action has to be there if you're going to be a good team, and that's what we want to be. So we need to try and push on those things. Obviously the goal we lose at the end is about 3 minutes worth of just strange decisions, like a header that we knocked down to them and we managed to break the press and then we just play it straight to them, but then when we go to defend it, instead of passing it out, we take 2 touches and it leads to a corner. And yeah, just a strange couple of minutes, but overall performance needs to be a much higher level than that, because I felt like we were so inconsistent technically over 90 minutes that we need to look at the reasons why we're being so inconsistent in a game like this and try and fix it.
You talked about new relations yesterday, both in midfield and in the defense. There were also a few new players today, which naturally makes new relationships. What answers did you get from it?
Yeah, I thought like we played Clancy more narrower than what he has done for Strasbourg. I thought he did well, took the ball in good positions, helped us get out of pressure really well, helped us go forward really well. We could have seen more forward runs from him from that position, but I think he was taking positions to help keep the ball, which is fine, but his use of the ball was good. Defensively, he was fine, good in big spaces. Of course, I think for the back four in general, just 3 of them speak English. Obviously they can speak Swedish, but 3 of them speak English and Clancy is not fully understanding, which is going to be just part of his development. We're going to have to help him learn English or Swedish, but overall I think that the back four were fine. It's just that the problem comes when you need to change the press, which we were trying to do in the first half, but not everybody can adapt to that as quickly because we've not had the training time to do that with all the new players. So I thought Clancy did well. Timo, again, you could see the quality on the ball, how quickly he can get in and out of pressure. Long and short range passing was good. He was creative around the box, whether it was one touch or two touch. So I think for 2 training sessions and an hour worth of game time, it's a positive start for both.
Now we have done the first part of the preseason, going into the competitive season and the Swedish Cup. What is your approach to the Swedish Cup?
Again, just to build on what we've been doing, try and maybe reduce the amount of rotation we do across the squad and try and refine more of a core group that we try and spend more time on trying to develop before the season starts in April. So I think we've seen quite a lot of different lineups, different groups, different types of games, which has been nice. We've played against kind of 5 different systems. So it's been a lot of information gathering just now. When we go and play Elfsborg, obviously, at least in my opinion, it's the first time we've played a game where we shouldn't be expected to win. For me, I expect to win all these games that we've played so far, and we've played well, so that's been pleasing. Elfsborg obviously is a different type of challenge because they're experienced players who, in the main, have been in and around the European places for a number of years in Allsvenskan. So it'll be a good challenge. We're probably going to have to spend a little bit more time working on our press and our defensive organisation and our play without the ball, because it's likely we'll have less of the ball than we have in these games. So we're looking forward to a good challenge against a good team.
We've stood here and talked about Landgren Persson almost after every game, but his goal per minutes ratio in the first team is incredible. Is there anything more to say about him?
Yeah, it's hard to teach a player how to know where to be in the box. It's almost like you can do it or you can't do it. And he has this feeling of, where do you move to? How do you get space in the box? I think today, even though like Lucas Jelness has done amazing to run 50 yards after regaining the ball in the midfield to drive forward, Lucas has just stayed in a place where if the defender doesn't press Lucas will get the ball eventually, and if he does go to press the ball, then Person's free. And even just the composure on the touch and the finish today was really high level. So yeah, he does a lot of things that are difficult to teach.
Lastly, we will play Falkenberg at least two more times this year.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on them and their quality?
Really well coached, well organised, very clear style and system of play. You can see why they finished above us last year. Is that right? Finished above us? I think they were 5th. So yeah, really direct, physical 4-4-2, really just an experienced team, you could say. Like, they know how to play together. So yeah, there'll be good games when the league comes around. I'm not taking anything from any of these games in terms of results. It's nice to win, of course, and we prefer to win, but I don't think that we will have the same game in the league. The games will be different. There's something at stake. It's, you know, how you adapt the press or how you change the system, and the game will be more based on how to get control of the game. Today I'm just looking at it going, right, well, how do we adjust to this in the game and what do the players see? So yeah, we've 2 good Superettan games coming up against a difficult opponent, but yeah, I think there are more than enough positive elements from the game that would give us confidence going into a game like that in the league.